Welcome to your Daily Revolution podcast. Today's topic, the power of immersion. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Let's go! This is your daily revolution. Living prosperity, we show you how to do it. There's no luck about it, we got the strategic blueprint.
What's up, my friends? Thank you for listening to the podcast. If this makes a difference, I'm asking you to share it on with someone who could really use a pick-me-up or a boost. In 2013, I was finishing up my last summer of knocking doors. Now, I didn't know it was my last summer at the time. My wife and I made a commitment. We were going to go 5 years in the door-to-door space. So I knocked 2011. I knocked 2012. I recruit, build teams. I knocked 2013. And I was like, man, 2 more years of this. We should get to the number. We had a financial goal. I was enjoying the job. I was loving the job. It was hard. It was a grind, living on the road, living in hotels and apartments, knocking door to door, 100% commission. I mean, it was beautiful. And it was what I needed. God knew I needed it. And I finally realized I needed it. When I came home from 2013, I was like, all right, 2 more years. I had this plan. And the voice spoke to me while I was sitting in my car in Bakersfield, California, knocking with my team. It was October. Had a team down in Bakersfield. We're knocking, I'm teaching, I'm training. And the voice said to me, it's time, you're done, time to move on. I couldn't believe it because I know this voice. It's very distinct. And when I hear this voice, when I feel it, I know it's time to go. So I called my wife. I told her what I wanted to do. And she's like, no, don't do that. You're not going to go be a coach. You're not going to go do this thing. No. Now, it's not that she didn't think I could do it, but because when I tried in 2008 and 2009, when I was financially broke, had zero success, was in the midst of the crash of '08, I failed miserably. So what would be different this time? And the difference this time is that I hired not 1, not 2, but I hired 3 coaches. And I'll tell you what I spent, just under $100,000. I put this money out into the coaching space and I hired 3 different coaches. 3 incredible men who were what I needed at the time to help me move my life forward. I walked away from this amazing job who I loved the people. I loved the company, the CEO, my regional manager who recruited me. I loved it. And I journeyed into the space of coaching, transforming lives, liberating leaders, and helping people to live their greatest potential. Now, I know a lot of people say that, like, I want to help people. Well, this was very structured. It was like, this is how you help people. This is how you earn a living. And this is how you get people to follow you and write you big checks. I'll never forget going to an event in December of 2013 down in Southern California. And there's probably 30 of us down there. And it was so transformational for me to be in this space around other high-powered, highly committed men. It was so powerful for me to be coached and mentored by 3 completely, extremely different coaches. And since that time, and even not just them, I had my regional managers and mentors in the door-to-door space. So 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, right? This 4 years of door knocking, of being coached and mentored changed my world. It shifted how I saw myself. It shifted what I believed was possible. I saw men making crazy money. I saw deals being made. I was learning about marketing and selling and recruiting. I was learning how to be a businessman, how to date and be like elite across the board. Whether it was conversations about spirituality, God, faith, or talking to someone who did believe in God and just believed in source or the universe. I was talking about raising children, how to effectively and powerfully bring up young men and young women in your family. We had conversations about macronutrients and dieting and working out, nutrition, and having energy. Every conversation was being had under the sun, and I was learning how to be at the center of it. Now, we began to run these events called immersion. I attended one event, and then I attended another. And between the different coaches I had, I started to run support for one of the guys that I worked with. And this is what prompted us to move to Southern California. And I learned that, right, if you want to transform someone's life, it cannot just be in a classroom. Like it can't. being in the classroom or being in the seminar is incredibly powerful. I get it. There's, my good friend, Russell Brunson has something called Funnel Hacking Live. And my other good friend, Ryan Stewart, has $1 Million Mastermind. And you've seen the guys like Tony Robbins running Unleash the Power Within. And I could go on and on. There's so many incredible courses and groups out there and seminars. Listen, all the guys that in my space, right, this transformational game, we all are on the same team. The aim is to help people to win, to break free, to transform, to live powerfully, and to create results that matter. So why is immersion so important? Immersion is the event we run. Right now, we are on day 2 of Shield Maiden Immersion. And you can see the details of that at shieldmaidenlive.com. It's not for everyone. For the men, it's titanimmersion.com. It's not for everyone. Like immersion, what we run is built to help someone come in and completely, radically shift their perspective. We give them the tools. We help them to experience things. So we're not just sitting in a classroom for 3 days or 4 days. We're on the beaches. We're in the ocean. We're on the boat. Like there are so many aspects of immersion of why we do what we do. And the power of immersing yourself is like going to a foreign country for 6 months, being fully immersed in that culture, fully immersed inside of that language. It's what I experienced as a 19-year-old. I went to Micronesia, Guam as a young missionary. And I went to Truk, T-R-U-K, or Chuk, C-H-U-U-K. And I served there for 5 months, learned the language. Then I went to Guam. Then I traveled all the islands of Micronesia from Palau, Yap, Saipan, Koh Rai, Pohnpei, and the Marshall Islands. It was immersion. Like I was immersed inside of the gospel of Jesus Christ as a young missionary. Football, I was immersed in football. And immersion is so powerful because you go all in. The question I have for you is, are you immersed in your life? Are you all in your life? And most people just dabble. Most people just, right? They dip their toe in. They kind of dabble back and forth. They keep 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They never fully commit. They never fully immerse themselves. And there's a power of immersion. There's a power of going all in. There's a power of learning, whether it's marketing or sales or how to be a greater parent or how to be a great CEO, a leader, a public speaker. There's a power of just immersing and going all in. Here's the question for you. When was the last time you went all in? Have you ever been all in? Or have you only ever dabbled? I can tell you right now, if you've never fully immersed yourself, you are selling yourself short. You're leaving money on the table. You're not getting the maximum value that you could get because you refuse to fully immerse yourself. That's one of the powers of this week. We immerse our ladies, we immerse our men, right? Our business owners and our entrepreneurs, people just striving to live their calling and purpose, striving to find God again, striving to let go of stories, striving to get rid of that negative self-talk that keeps them stuck. I know with all my heart, this is part of my calling. Yes, I'm called as a father, so I'm a 5-star daddy. Yes, I'm called as a husband. I'm a 5-star husband. I love and cherish and honor my wife. She's my goddess. I love showing up for my sons every single day, being a father and raising them and teaching them and coaching them and lifting with them and pushing them on the field and studying the word of God with them. And I love helping business owners to transform their business. I love helping people to get radically clear about the life and the future they want to build. It's called immersion. So for you in your life, take a look if you're just dabbling physically, spiritually, relationally, financially. Are you just kind of going in? Are you just kind of halfway committing, which is no commitment at all? Or are you really immersing yourself? Now listen, if you're a man, Titan Immersion, Titan, Titan Immersion, IMMERSON, or Shield Maiden Live, SHIELDMAIDENLIVE.com. These are our programs. And it's crazy the results that people get. We've had people lose 100, 150 pounds, go run Ironmans. We've had people pay off 6-figure debts, multiple 6-figure debts, tax debts, credit card debts. We've had people like move on from relationships that just were no longer serving them. I mean, women who were married for 20, 30 years finally just move on and have the power and the courage to face the unknown. We've had people like get their marriages right where they're back in love again. I've had men and women find God, get baptized into a church. Whatever they find church in their community, they start serving in their church and they're just so happy. We've had people do it all. Double, triple, quadruple, 10x their revenue and their income, their take home, reconnect with their child, reconnect with their spouse. Like, I love the power of immersion. What would happen in your life if you just went all in and fully immersed yourself? What would happen if you said, I'm done dabbling. I'm done kind of going, I'm going to go all in and fully commit to whatever it is that you want to do. Now, if I can help you and you are a business owner or an entrepreneur who's like, man, I need some clarity. I want to get unstuck. Check out the links. Come join us and see if this is something that would serve you. I know this isn't for everyone. This is hard. What we do here is hard. The people who come through, they cry, they sob, they feel like they're going to die and pass out. Like we uncover and unlock so many stories and deep traumas and deeply cherished beliefs that no longer serve them. So if you think this is something that could serve you, I invite you to check it out. For those of you who are listening to this, who just like, I need to look at my life and say, am I fully willing to immerse myself to build the life that I want? All right, my friends, have an amazing day. We are off to start here in about 5 minutes on day 2. I'm so excited to go change the lives of these women. I appreciate you listening. Have an amazing day. I'm out.
Let's go! This is your daily revolution. Live in prosperity, we show you how to do it. There's no luck about it, we got the strategic blueprint. This is your daily revolution. You already know. And if you don't, then check my resume. Turning pressure into possibilities every day. Y'all can win and live our unique purpose. We change our mindsets and put the work in. This is your daily revolution. Your daily revolution. Revolution. Your daily revolution podcast.